Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here is the news for March 18th, 2021. As the spring break crowds continue to visit Universal Orlando Resort, Islands of Adventure has reached capacity for 4 days in a row. Universal has warned annual pass holders that the parks were likely to reach capacity during this busy week. Both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida hit their maximum capacity on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well. Guests can call the resort's capacity hotline at 407-817-8317 for more updates on capacity. After testing some plexiglass last month, Fast and Furious Supercharged has added plexiglass to all rows of its ride vehicles. In addition, the attraction is now pulsing guests through the pre-show. This means that the doors are always open and the team members inside are just trying to move everyone along in batches rather than lock guests in for a full regular pre-show experience. There is a new roped queue set up for the pre-show. The line stops and goes, pulsating, if you will, through the section where the characters are presented during the attraction's introduction. As the ride vehicle approached, we noticed new plexiglass barriers have been added in between all rows. The new barriers extend from the top of the seat all the way to the top of the vehicle. There are also wrapped railings, and they look like handrails seemingly added to hold the plexiglass in place. With the addition of all this plexiglass, every row is now being loaded with guests. The plexiglass looks pretty thick compared to most others and doesn't seem flimsy at all. Cars without the plexiglass are loaded as they previously were, but there aren't many of those left to convert. Honestly, the plexiglass makes this ride even worse than before. Everything glares off of it, and there are some seats from where the entire thing just looks like you're in a house of mirrors at the fair. I guess check it out. We'll see if your experience matches our own from the other day. Though still several months away, Universal Orlando Resort is already getting ready for Halloween Horror Nights 30 and the Beetlejuice House. Preview merchandise for the Beetlejuice House is now available in 5 and dime at Universal Studios, but items are selling out pretty quickly. The collection includes tees, a purse, leggings, hoodie, socks, hats, and more. Head on over to our site to check all this stuff out. We've been watching as attractions at Universal Orlando Resort experiment with boarding every row of vehicle, whether or not the ride has plexiglass dividers. According to team members we talked to, the change is due to CDC guidelines about exposure time. Short rides, such as Revenge of the Mummy, they board every row now because spreading COVID-19 in a 3-minute period is so unlikely. Longer rides, such as Fast and Furious Supercharged, board every row but have dividers between guests. We rode Transformers, the ride, and indeed every row of the vehicle was boarded. The queue is still distanced because standing next to someone for such a long period of time is a little bit riskier. There are no dividers at the loading station of Transformers, the ride, so not only will you be in a car with people within 6 feet, but you'll wait next to them as well. The vehicles have 3 rows, all of which were being filled. Guests will be accommodated if they tell a team member that they wish to be seated more distanced. Transformers the ride is less than 4 minutes long and only started seating every row recently. Putting more guests in each ride vehicle means rides will have a higher daily capacity and therefore the parks can have a higher capacity. Both Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure have been busy this week researching these capacity issues multiple times. We learned back in November that Universal Orlando Resort's contract with Ben & Jerry's had ended when Schwab's Pharmacy reopened serving Häagen-Dazs ice cream. Since then, we've been keeping an eye on the old Ben & Jerry's shop as it was remodeled to become a Häagen-Dazs location, and it is now open. On the sidewalk, the iron sign now advertises Häagen-Dazs instead of Ben & Jerry's. The sign above the door is a standard Häagen-Dazs sign lacking the neon that Ben & Jerry's sported. The brick facade of the building remains the same. Inside, the walls have mostly been painted white, while they were previously different colors, and one had a cow mural. A minimalist mural has been placed on one wall. Hardwood flooring leads up to a strip of tile in front of the counter. Head over to our site, check it out. After walls were taken down around the new walkway near Jurassic World Velocicoaster, the bypass bridge has been opened, allowing us to get, well, a much better view of the new ride. The bridge connecting Jurassic Park and the Lost Continent has reopened, and now look, we have a spectacular view. While the starting point is still a series of gates, the bypass now looks like a much more permanent fixture of the park. Upon taking our first steps on the bridge, we notice how close the tracks truly are to the path. This bridge is just beneath the track of the new ride, adding to the thrill of the roller coaster already. With our new proximity to the track, we get a better idea of every twist and turn. Some walls and temporary shrubs are also still in place, blocking the entrance of the Velocicoaster. We can see the signage and accompanying velociraptors poking out behind the walls, and the walls around the base of each velociraptor statue remain. The Jurassic World Velocicoaster will be opening this summer. From the bridge, we can see the testing vehicle go through just one of the 4 inversions of the ride. As the ride vehicle races along the track, guests will experience the rush just above the water, flying above the guests walking on the bypass bridge. The vehicle comes very close to the pedestrian bridge. Of course, guests on the bridge will be able to look in awe as the new ride soars above their heads. The intricate details of the ride's structure can now be seen as well. Looking from the bridge, you can view the extent of the Velocicoaster's loops, twists, and turns. We can see that the 24-passenger train features gray and blue markings as it races by. The Velocicoaster ride vehicle roars over the lagoon with the Incredible Hulk seen in the distance. Near the entrance to the Velocicoaster is another inversion, giving awaiting guests a preview of the attraction, as riders would be upside down just above them. To see the Jurassic World Velocicoaster testing in action, you can watch our video right here on this YouTube channel. To better prepare guests for the opening of the Jurassic World Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure, Jurassic World Velocicoaster cloth face masks, of course, are now available to purchase. This cloth face mask is gray and lined in black fabric, adorned with the Velocicoaster logo and accompanying raptor scratch marks. The face mask is available in medium and large sizes and retails for $8, or you can buy 3 face masks for $20. We found this Jurassic World Velocicoaster cloth mask at the City Walk Hub store. Some new cold brew specialty drinks debuted at Universal's Fresh Eats in the Universal Orlando Security Hub, and we had to try one out. The new menu features 3 specialty cold brew drinks made with Starbucks coffee: Unicorn Cold Brew, Chocolate PB Cold Brew, and S'mores Cold Brew. They come in one size, and each one costs $6.49. We decided to order the Unicorn Cold Brew. It's described as a vanilla cupcake flavored cold brew topped with whipped cream, white chocolate, sprinkles, and marshmallows. Head on over to our site, and we have a full review there for you. The Universal Studios store at City Walk is in the midst of a retro-themed makeover. As it transforms into its new legacy theme, a multitude of fun movie props and memorabilia paying homage to the theme park's 30-year history have been added to every inch of the store. The retro vibes start in the windows, where mannequins can be found wearing neon colors next to a photo of the opening day of Universal Studios Florida. Fans of Back to the Future will be transported back in time and recall the days where they could ride a DeLorean and try to bump Biff's car on Back to the Future, the ride. A photo of the iconic New York Rampage scene in the former Confrontation attraction can be found in the windows as well. And also there's a memorable moment during Jaws. You can see there. The iconic original version of the Universal Globe from outside the park can also be found. The store is absolutely full of details, and we love all of it. The legacy makeover of the Universal Studios store at City Walk is an absolute blast from the past. We can't wait to see the final transformation. Universal Studios Hollywood has partially reopened for the ticketed Taste of Universal shopping and dining event. The event is taking place on select Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 12 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. We were there for the event's opening on March 12th. Parking is free for the event, but preferred parking is available for $10. Entering through Universal City Walk Hollywood, we received our temperature check. Health and safety signage can be seen throughout City Walk and Universal Studios Hollywood. Official event information for Taste of Universal describes an outdoor feast of great food and tasty beverages, plus photo ops and shopping offers, of course. Tickets include a choice of 5 menu items from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, beverages, and desserts. Food from the lands of Springfield, USA and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter are available, as well as Hollywood and Dine and the all-new Minion Cafe. You can head over to our site for the full experience. And now, with the beginning of the Ticketed Taste of Universal event, guests can step inside the park for the first time in a year. Among all the exciting shopping and dining opportunities is the brand new Minion Cafe, which opened its doors for the first time. A sign on the street corner leads guests to the new counter service restaurant. The building's first floor is completely painted yellow, while Minions are visible on the stone second floor. The menu is posted on the Super Silly Funland archway outside. There is physically distanced seating and a designated entrance and exit area. The chairs are all yellow or teal blue. There's a counter that would be for self-service cutlery or toppings, but it's not available right now. The restaurant has some simple meals like chicken tenders and grilled cheese, but there's also more exciting grilled cheese with meatballs and chicken and bacon and ranch mac and cheese. You can watch our video tour of Minion Cafe here on this channel. You can also head over to our site for all the reviews on the fun. Check out these meals and treats that are offered at this new location. The Universal Store, Universal Studios Hollywood, has been unleashed. We're taking ourselves for a walk through the Pets store, which is now open. The shop is located on the upper lot and serves as the exit for the upcoming attraction, The Secret Life of Pets, Off the Leash. More on that in a moment. We'll get there. The shop had briefly opened just before the park closed back in March 2020, but thanks to the Taste of Universal event, guests can finally get their first look in nearly a year. Inside, there's plenty of merchandise themed to characters from the Secret Life of Pets films. Some of the decor is themed to a chic Manhattan boutique, reminiscent of the setting of the first film. Gidget, the white Pomeranian, stars in a window display. Inside, there's no shortage of plush with plenty of characters to choose from. Some of the neat highlights are the bone-shaped tables along with a doghouse-themed display. Something tells us this will likely become a fun photo op in the future. There's also a large section devoted to the Adopt-A-Pup line, which we found at Universal City Walk Hollywood back in September. Guests will be able to take home their own plush friend, customized with their choice of accessories, which of course are sold separately. When they were sold at City Walk, the pups sold for $25 with an additional $15 for a bandana and carrier. A special deal includes a free bandana accessory with the purchase of any Adopt-A-Pup. This blocked-off stairway is marked as exit only, likely serving as the exit to the attraction. If you'd like to see even more of the pet store, there's no need to roll over and beg. We have a full video tour right here on our channel for you to check out. Now that Universal Studios Hollywood has finally reopened for the Taste of Universal event, we're starting to see what's been happening at the park while the guests have been away. And for Super Nintendo World, that's been quite a lot. While the lower lot remains closed to guests, it's easy to see the new section beginning to take shape from the upper lot. The land will be located between Transformers The Ride 3D and Jurassic World The Ride. The mountain backdrop, which we first saw all the way back in August of 2020, already surrounds the project. Meanwhile, the metal framework for the land and its attractions has already risen up, seemingly at its highest point already. If the attraction lineup remains the same for Hollywood as it has in Japan, this peak in the top left corner would indicate the entrance for Yoshi's Adventure. The lower areas will be home to interactive elements, including mini games and a spooky underground. While things have come so far since this time last year, there still is plenty of work to be done before guests will be able to come face to face with the world of Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Bowser, and of course Yoshi. No official timetable has been given for Super Nintendo World's opening in Hollywood. As part of our trip to Taste of Universal, we returned to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter for a bite at the Three Broomsticks. We tried the fish and chips, shepherd's pie, roasted corn, and sticky toffee bread pudding. Head over to our site. We do have a review up. Sounds pretty good. Speaking of the Taste of Universal, the ticket event was scheduled for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. beginning March 12th through April 11th. Due to the event's popularity, though, 2 weeknight dates have been added to experience the Taste of Universal. Thursday, April 1st and Thursday, April 8th are now on the event calendar, and tickets are available for purchase. The 2 weeknight tickets are only $48.18. Why not 18? As opposed to the more expensive weekend dates. Guests receive a food voucher upon entry to the park and are offered exclusive photo ops throughout the event. You can read our review on the event right here on our site. Shouting as an activity that may cause an increased spread of COVID-19 will need to be limited upon the reopening of California theme parks, including Disneyland Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood. The California Attractions and Parks Association, CAPA, website addresses shouting in their breakdown of Governor Newsom's blueprint for a safer economy. CAPA lists face covering usage and modifications to attraction loading patterns as a solution to shouting possibly spreading the virus. They also point out that guests usually face in one direction on a ride. Japanese theme parks have previously recommended guests not scream on roller coasters so as to mitigate the spread. I believe they said, please scream inside your heart. Screaming has not been addressed at Florida theme parks, but face coverings are required at all times. Super Nintendo World finally opened to the public at Universal Studios Japan after nearly a year of delays. And in celebration, Super Nintendo creator Shigeru Miyamoto joined with Universal Studios Japan President J.L. Bonnier? I'm not sure. I apologize to him, but if you know how to pronounce his name, please tell me in the comments. To put on a short ceremony in celebration, featuring a cute dance and lots of confetti. The best part is that you can check out the highlights from the ceremony here on our YouTube channel. Super Nintendo World is now open at Universal Studios Japan. And you can check out both Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge and Yoshi's Adventure attractions, experience the food, browse the merchandise, and even take a full tour of the land right here on Universal Parks News Today. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video. I'd sure appreciate it. Subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content. Click the bell for notifications and make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.